By the end of this episode, you'll be armed with the knowledge to select supplements that are right for you and avoid the ones that could waste your money or even harm you.
Welcome to the Ultra Healthy Now podcast, where your journey to feeling younger, sexier, and more energized begins. Dr. Nicole Srednicki, who specializes in high-performance health, will dive into practical, actionable tips and strategies that can transform your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Join us as we uncover the secrets to living a healthier, happier life, mind, body, and spirit. Because true health, beauty, and happiness start on the inside.
Hello, and welcome to Ultra Healthy Now, the weekly podcast where we dive into the journey of maximizing your potential health. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Srednicki, founder of Ultra Healthy Human, where we specialize in high-performance health for high-performance people. I know this is a large audience of entrepreneurs, so this means we're achievers, we're motivated, disciplined, passionate, and visionaries. Well, in order to maintain these traits, we need to be healthy. We need to nourish our body, mind, and spirit. As we've talked on previous podcasts, we live in a toxic environment. Our food has been depleted of nutrients, and we're stressed, admit it or not. This can lead to obesity and chronic disease. If you don't believe me, just look at the stats. Over 75% of the U.S. population is overweight or obese. Chronic disease is on the rise. There's over 129 million people in the U.S. with chronic disease. The number of cancer diagnoses between the age of 14 and 49 has increased by 79% from 1990 to 2019. Prescriptions are also on the rise. In 2019, there was almost 4 billion prescriptions written in the U.S., and in 2022, almost 7 billion. So we need to take extra steps in our daily lives to ensure we're nourishing our body so that we can be peak performers. One aspect of this means supplements, but not just any supplements. Today's episode, we're going to discuss supplement consumer awareness. We'll cover how to choose high-quality supplements and, most importantly, how to avoid misinformation and disinformation that could harm your health. By the end of this episode, you'll be armed with the knowledge to select supplements that are right for you and avoid the ones that could waste your money or even harm you. The global market for botanical supplements is substantial and growing. As of 2023, the market is valued at approximately $72 billion and is projected to be around $96 billion by 2033. As big as the supplement business is, there's so many brands and types of supplements. Approximately 74% of U.S. adults are taking dietary supplements. This growth is driven by consumer awareness about health and wellness, the rise of chronic disease, and expanding elderly population. However, is anyone teaching you how to find the right supplements for you? So how many of you out there have a pile of supplements sitting in your nightstand or maybe in your kitchen cabinet? Do you even know what they're for? Are you taking them the way they're supposed to be taken? Wouldn't it be nice to have a few select supplements that you feel confident taking? So I had a patient in a few months ago, a new patient. His name was Mike, and he was a very athletic gentleman, and he really cared about his well-being. He tried to eat a healthy diet. He was in the gym. He was taking supplements. He mentioned that he was taking a pre-workout, some AM, PM, pre-packaged pill packs, and he named a few other supplements. So, of course, I took a look at these supplements during our visit. And then we drew his labs. When we got those results back, the lab showed that his liver was inflamed, his testosterone was low, he had abnormally high levels of inflammation in his body, he had elevated blood sugar, abnormal vitamin levels, and an acute immune system response. He told me, I'm so surprised and bothered by these results because, I put so much effort into being healthy and I'm spending all this money on supplements. But what Mike was missing was the information to make informed decisions about the supplements he's purchasing, and also a healthcare provider to check his blood levels and work with him to focus on his specific wellness goals. Sometimes people see supplements on the shelf and they're like, wow, this looks good. I think I'm going to try it, without really having a purpose for it. So I sat down with him and to talk about consumer awareness. When consumers are looking to purchase a supplement, they should be looking at 6 points. So we're going to focus on ingredients, brand reputation, safety certifications, transparency and labeling, value for money, and what supplements are right for you. These are crucial when you're looking at supplement labels and trying to figure out what's right for your health. This episode is meant to guide you through the maze of misinformation, so by the end, you'll be confident in your supplement choices. All right, let's get started. So first, we're going to look at ingredients. So when you pick up a supplement, the first thing you should do is turn it around and look what's on the label. We hear terms like natural and organic thrown around all the time, but what do they really mean when it comes to supplements? Sometimes these terms are just used for marketing. For example, natural flavors or organic flavors. They might sound appealing, but they could actually be a cocktail of chemicals, many of which are not disclosed on the label. This is so misleading. It really bothers me as a healthcare provider when I look at labels and see this and know that patients don't recognize this as harmful. Natural flavor comes from a real source, but then it's manipulated so much that it can actually turn into artificial flavoring. The name just reflects where it originated from, but it might not be the end product. Studies show that natural flavors can have neurotoxic effects or contribute to oxidative stress, which is basically like rust in your body, contributing to conditions like Alzheimer's and dementia. A neurotoxin is like a chemical that blocks the messages your brain is trying to send to the rest of your body, basically shutting down its communication system. So over time, that blockage can lead to serious cognitive problems. Also, some people may have allergies or sensitivities to these chemicals used in these natural and artificial flavors, which can cause reactions like headaches, digestive issues, skin issues, just to name a few. I think when people see the word natural, they're naturally tending to overlook and understand what that word actually means. Similarly, artificial colors like red 40 and yellow 5 have been linked to hyperactivity in children, and there's a growing concern about their role in neurodegenerative diseases. Parents, take note. The next time you see these in products, consider the long-term effects they might have on your child's brain health. Next, we're going to talk about artificial sweeteners like erythritol, aspartame, sucralose, and xylitol. These products are common in supplements like gummies, gels, or vitamin supplement drinks. And these sweeteners can have a host of side effects, including headaches, irritability, or anxiety. Several of these sweeteners can cause not so nice gastro issues, cravings and addiction, and even weight gain. A study in the Journal of Nutrition reported that sweeteners like aspartame have been associated with increased risk of stroke and dementia. To further note some studies, the Pharmacology, Biochemistry, and Behavioral Journal showed that aspartame consumption can impair memory and increase oxidative stress in the brain. Recently, there have been multiple studies on the risks of erythritol and stroke. Erythritol is commonly found in as like a byproduct in like some of the common monk fruit products on the market, or some of the other brands like Splenda. Of note, for all of you dog lovers, xylitol is extremely toxic to dogs, even in small amounts. It can cause a dangerous drop in blood sugar and liver failure. So be careful that your precious pup doesn't swipe a supplement or food that falls on the floor. This is my precious pup. His name's Bunny. I wanted him to come in and say hello, and he has been notorious for, in the past, swiping food or things that fall on the floor. So we always look for any products, food products, whatever, toothpastes that don't have xylitol in it because we wouldn't want to risk his health. So the next thing we're going to talk about is titanium dioxide. This is commonly used as a whitening agent in supplements. And titanium dioxide has been implicated in causing inflammation and oxidative stress, which are linked to cognitive decline, as we already mentioned. So increasing risks of Alzheimer's, neurotoxicity, and this was cited in the Particle and Toxicology Journal. So these are just a few of the products that can be added to supplements that we really want to watch out for. You always want to be mindful of fillers and supplements. So, for example, when you're looking at omega-3s, this is a very common supplement, has some really great health benefits. However, we want to make sure you're actually getting the health benefits. Make sure that the omega-3s that you're taking are tested for heavy metals. There should be some type of indication on the box because a lot of the omega-3s are coming from fish, which some of those fish can be loaded with mercury. Heavy metals accumulate in your body over time and can increase risks of Alzheimer's, cancer, cardiovascular disease, and of course, premature aging. So we really want to watch out for that. And it's not something that's regularly tested if you're just going for your annual medical visit. So also with omega-3s, look at the type of oil that's in it. Sometimes there's added oils that are kind of like the junk oils. And watch out for, again, natural flavors. I see that in majority of the omega-3s. The omega-3s can obviously, a lot of them, because they come from fish, can taste fishy, so they're trying to mask the taste, or they can also be rancid. Omega-3s do what's called oxidize very quickly, and so that can make the taste of them even more fishy. So you'll see that natural flavor. You want to avoid those brands. So knowing what to look for on labels is crucial. I could go on and on about all the different ingredients, but I just want to start to make you aware of, what to look for, and you'll get a general idea. Look at those other ingredients. When you look at the label, again, not just the supplement facts, but the little writing at the bottom, other ingredients. I pulled one label. I don't like to specifically bash other brands. I want to leave it to you or, talking with your healthcare provider. But I did, my example patient, I pulled one of his products. This was one of his pill packs. I just pulled this so we could just take a look at the list of other ingredients in it. So here's the box of active ingredients, but look at how many other ingredients are in it. I mean, that's way, way, way too many things. Maltodextrin, there's sunflower oil, natural flavors, all different dyes, blue dye, red dye, all different types of red dye. So, pharmaceutical glaze, all kinds of things. Whey protein. There's also a lot of negative health benefits. There's a lot better whey proteins out there. So please be mindful of that when you're looking at the label. And it's a process. It takes time to learn it and understand what's going on in the label, because some of the other ingredients aren't necessarily bad. This is one of the ultra healthy human supplements, Ultra Vitality, which is so good for inflammation. Inflammation is the foundation of almost every disease. So in our practice, we're always focusing on inflammation. But in this supplement in particular, our other ingredients, we make our capsules out of vegetable. And then there is some cellulose, which is basically a type of fiber, and silicone dioxide, which is actually good for hair, skin, and bone health. So that's, the other additives in this product. So we want to look for few so we can make the most of our supplements. So the next thing we're going to talk about is brand and marketing. So think about the last time you bought a supplement, and did you buy it from a celebrity or an influencer that promoted it? Or did it appeal to an insecurity? It's easy to fall into that trap. However, not all brands are created equal. So just because someone famous uses a product doesn't mean it's good for you. Be wary of products promoted by celebrities or influencers without medical credentials. I see this all the time, and sometimes it makes me cringe that, just because somebody famous is promoting something that friends have pointed out examples, and again, I'm not going to name names, but horrible products that, are being pushed, and it makes me feel bad when people are kind of succumbing to that, just because they are a well-known actor or musician or TV figurehead, a product, it doesn't mean that it's backed by solid research. So do your due diligence. Also, some supplements make exaggerated or unproven claims about their health benefits, such as curing diseases or promoting rapid weight loss or enhancing performance. And these claims can also, mislead people into thinking that these supplements are safe and so effective, like a miracle supplement. Look for brands that list their manufacturing practices. So again, I'll pick up another one of our Ultra Healthy Human supplements. This is our Ultra Lipid Support, which we use for patients with elevated triglycerides or cholesterol levels. And the active ingredients in here have worked well. But for example, look for third-party testing. So when we look at this label, we'll see it's GMP certified. That's a type of third-party testing. There's other certifications out there like NSF or the consumer lab. And what this does is basically means that they're testing those active ingredients for purity, to make sure that there's not other substances mixed in, and making sure they're as potent as they say they are. Now, just because it has this label doesn't necessarily mean that the whole product is good for you, because again, like this example product that I showed earlier, that is from a GMP facility, but the GMP isn't looking at all these other ingredients that can harm you. It's just making sure that the active ingredients are pure, and overall, it's definitely something you want to look for. Also, like our products are made in the USA. Products in other countries have different standards. Sometimes they don't go through any regulations. And then also comes from an FDA registered lab. But it's important to note that just because it's FDA cleared lab doesn't mean that it's completely safe. Again, doing your due diligence. Another thing to look out for on labels is, what else is in the lab where they're producing your supplement. On ours, we make sure these are nut-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, egg-free. So for people that have those allergens, you want to be very careful. Some of these supplements we see on the market, this is a perfect example. It says it's in a facility that does process with milk, soy, eggs, peanuts, fish, shellfish, and wheat. So watch out for that if you have allergies. So the next point we're going to talk about is safety. So we always want to watch out for overdosing or toxicity. So high doses of too much of certain vitamins and minerals can actually be dangerous. For example, vitamin A in excess can actually cause liver damage and increase cancer risks. I see a lot of patients come in for the first time when we run their vitamin panels. A lot of times I see high levels of vitamin A because they're taking several different supplements. They might be taking a multivitamin, they might be taking a hair supplement and a couple others, and vitamin A is common in a lot of supplements. And so then they have these really excessive levels. So something to watch out for. Also iron, this can lead to gastrointestinal issues and increase heart issues. But again, you want to know your levels because there's a lot of, especially women, running around with low iron levels. And then the fat-soluble vitamins, so like I already said, vitamin A, but also vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, these can actually build up in your body and lead to toxicity if taken in excess. Vitamin D is a good example. I know, we always stress how important it is to get vitamin D. It's hard to absorb it, so a lot of times we do need to take a supplement, but we want to be careful. I've had patients come in and they're excessively high in vitamin D, and that can also be dangerous. So if you're taking medications, you want to check for any type of interactions. So again, running stuff by your doctor to help you through that, or there's on the internet, you can usually find like medication interaction checks. So then going into contamination. So there's a lot of unregulated ingredients. Some supplements may be contaminated with, like I mentioned, heavy metals, but also bacteria, pesticides, and particularly if they're from a poorly regulated manufacturer. So these certifications are important, coming from the US, FDA registered, and then some type of third-party testing. When we look at sports supplements, supplements that are marketed towards bodybuilding or weight loss, they may contain hidden anabolic steroids or stimulants, which can also lead to liver damage, heart issues, or hormonal imbalances. So then there can be adverse reactions or allergic reactions. So some people may experience a rash or as severe as anaphylaxis. So we always want to be careful of that. And then side effects, bloating, insomnia, brain fog, constipation, just to name a few. So when you're taking a supplement, be aware of how you're feeling and make sure, I can't emphasize enough that there has been third-party testing for whatever supplement you're taking. So back to Mike, my patient, I've seen him now 2 months later. And after we changed his whole supplement regimen, we got rid of some of those old supplements and we started a new supplement regimen to rebalance his foundation. And then we could focus on his athletic performance, which was his goal. So a couple supplements that we started him on, Ultra Vitality, which I mentioned for inflammation. We wanted to get his inflammation levels down. And then we started him on Ultra Liver Support to help clear up the inflammation in his liver, bring down those liver enzymes. We also did some intravenous vitamins, and we at our practice, we're able to customize exactly what goes into his IV bag. Because remember, some of his levels were like off the charts high and some were really low. So with that, we were able to rebalance. And he reported he felt more energized, less bloated. He had more mental clarity, more stamina at the gym, and then even his sleep improved. When we went over his blood work, it showed improved liver function. His testosterone had actually gone up. He had less inflammation, blood sugars were balancing out, and his vitamin levels were improving. So let's pause for just a moment. As we go through these considerations, think about the supplements you might currently be taking. Are you confident about their safety and quality? If not, it might be time to rethink your approach to supplements. The next point is transparency and labeling. Misleading information about supplements can come in various forms, often making it hard for consumers to make informed decisions. Here are some common examples. Unsubstantiated health claims, which we already talked about. We need to make sure there's evidence behind these claims that are being made. Overstated benefits, and we see this a lot with weight loss, athletic performance, or sexual enhancements. Misleading ingredient concentrations. So labels might suggest that a supplement contains higher levels of beneficial ingredients than it actually does. And this can deceive the consumer into thinking that they're actually getting something more potent. Then there's ambiguous ingredient sources. Labels can be vague about where the ingredients are sourced and can mislead consumers once again. So knowing where, if you're getting a good brand of supplements, oftentimes that means they have done their due diligence and knowing where ingredients are coming from. And then lack of disclosure about side effects. So not being clear about the potential side effects or interactions of medications can mislead consumers and make the supplement unsafe for them. So please be vigilant and skeptical of these types of claims. Seek information from reputable sources and consult with a healthcare provider so you can avoid this misleading information. The next point I want to cover is value. So there's such a span of price, right? So you can go to the pharmacy and get a super cheap supplement, or you can go on Amazon and get something super cheap, or you can get something really expensive, and understanding the quality and what goes into it. So something I like to kind of be wary of is marketing. If you see a ton of marketing for a supplement, it could very well be a good supplement, but that's also going to go into to the price of the supplement. So is a company putting more into the marketing or the actual quality of the supplement? So, when you look at the ingredients, how many ingredients are in it? How much, when we look at like the milligrams, I know I gave an example on, I think my last podcast about some adrenal supplements to help with stress. And I compared it to the Ultra Healthy Human, the stress modulator that we use. And our blend of botanicals had like 100 times more than what was in this other supplement that we were comparing it to. And again, when you're looking at supplements, you want to make sure it's safe, the concentrations, but we've researched this a lot so we understand what's going to be most beneficial for you and also safe. And then when we look at purchasing a supplement, there's a lot of people that buy multivitamins and they have a lot of ingredients, but a lot of times it's only little tiny bits of each of these ingredients. So sometimes instead of getting a multivitamin, buying a few supplements that are specific to your health needs can be more beneficial to you. So we also want to watch out for inconsistent dosing. So when you have a higher quality brand, they usually take oftentimes more care in what is going into each supplement. Sometimes there has been information about inconsistency in the batching of supplements. So you might buy the same bottle twice and the next bottle has less active ingredient. And low quality brands, some low quality brands or unregulated brands may cut corners on quality, leading to poor manufacturing practices or untested ingredients or contamination. So you just want to be careful when you are buying some of the cheaper brands. And then, understanding, do you actually need these supplements? So kind of like that, the multivitamin example I just said, do you actually need a multivitamin? There is a certain part of the population that does need it. If you're pregnant, if you are elderly, if you have like gastrointestinal absorption issues and some other, but you might just need specific supplements just for you so that you can work on achieving those health goals that you want to achieve and really benefiting from, taking these pills, spending this money every day. There's also some of like the companies, I think it's great that they have these pre-packaged pill packs, but again, do you need everything that's in those pill packs? So think about what's right for you. And then, having a healthcare provider that is going to help you through this process so that you can really optimize your health. They will check your blood to make sure that you're not overdosing and that you're getting enough. And sometimes this is also a way to figure out if the supplement you're taking is actually as beneficial as it claims to be. So we're going to wrap up with some take-homes from today's podcast. Make sure you're reading labels. What type of testing and standards is being used for the brand that you're purchasing? So what are the ingredients and concentrations? Please look out for natural flavors. We're finding this in so many products. It's in so many supplements. It's in foods that we're eating. It's in drinks. It's in tea. So please watch out for it because our body doesn't really know how to break it down because it's actually artificial. Avoid claims being made or influencers selling you something if they don't have medical credentials. Know your goals. What are you trying to achieve with a supplement? Are you trying to improve overall wellness, to maximize your health? Are you trying to reduce those stress hormones? Are you trying to sleep better, improve your liver health, or reduce inflammation? And consult with a healthcare professional so they can monitor your levels to see what's working for you, and they're going to help you to be able to maximize your health. So in summary, while many supplements can be beneficial, they can also come with some risks. So you need to carefully consider what you're taking. Always approach supplementation with caution and get professional help. That wraps up our episode about supplement consumer awareness. Remember, the goal here isn't to overwhelm you with information, but to empower you to make smarter choices when it comes to your health. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Ultra Healthy Now. If today's episode sparked your interest in achieving your maximum health potential, or you want more help to find the right supplements for you, I invite you to contact us or visit us at ultrahealthynow.com. Explore our specialty formulated supplements, ask questions, suggest topics for the Ultra Healthy Now podcast, or schedule a consultation. Join us at Ultra Healthy Human, where your health, beauty, and happiness begin from the inside. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ultra Healthy Now podcast with Dr. Nicole Srednicki. To discover more, visit ultrahealthynow.com and jumpstart your wellness journey with our 21-day detox program, a total body reset, more energy, better focus, and weight reduction. Our carefully formulated, high-quality supplements will aid in a new level of wellness. Don't wait. Unleash the Ultra Healthy Human within you. At Ultra Healthy Human, Eastern and Western modalities are combined with cutting-edge technology to guide personalized health programs to help you tap into the limitless potential of your mind and body. Because true health, beauty, and happiness start from within. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this episode wherever you listen to podcasts.
And before we sign off, I want to make it crystal clear that the information presented here is for informational and entertainment purposes only. This episode should not be considered a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. And while we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, the content discussed in this podcast is based on general knowledge and research available at the time of recording. Medical knowledge and guidelines can evolve, and what we discussed may not always reflect the most current research or recommendations. If you have specific health concerns or questions, we strongly encourage you to consult with a qualified healthcare professional or a medical specialist who can provide personalized advice tailored to your unique circumstances. Every individual's health situation is unique, and what works for one person may not be suitable for another.
This podcast is a presentation of the Rich Dad Media Network.